Now, we know out here on this YouTube sector and all these other so-called black media sites, single mothers get a bad rep. Well, majority of the images that we see of single mothers are negative. Obviously, the perception is going to be negative, especially when you get brothers that love to bash these women because they have bad mothers themselves, or the women in their lives are bad individuals, so now they just have a strong dislike for women. A lot of these women basically got themselves into some unfortunate situations with deadbeats or with a guy that obviously maybe the relationship didn't work out, because for a woman to go through 9 months of labor and deliver that baby, she obviously has some love towards that individual. So now that becomes a sticky situation for brothers that want to get involved with you. Majority, not all, because you have an insecure baby daddy that wants to be in your life, wants to mess up every relationship, doesn't want you to move on, just being extra. A lot of brothers do not want to have drama because relationships, situations are simple. And basically, brothers have to be on your time because you need to find out when you can have time to spend, when you could find a babysitter, things of that nature. Just a lot of brothers are just not that patient to work with individuals because they are selfish themselves. There are a lot of single mothers out there that found themselves into good relationships because they found solid brothers, because for the most part they are good individuals. Now let's talk about these modern day single mothers, these mothers that are controlled by this Jezebel spirit, these mothers that are in their 30s trying to compete with individuals in their 20s, taking 50 selfies of themselves, then want to throw up a couple of their kid. Who are you trying to fool? We just see you taking a couple pics with the thong bikinis and whatnot. I hope you understand that the internet is undefeated and people are going to pull up those pics. You got to understand shit like that, but these modern day single mothers, they don't think like that. But for the most part, a lot of single mothers, they have their shit together more than these single dudes out here that's bashing them. That's another story. They're just out here trying to make it just like any other individual. It's just unfortunate that they're not in a relationship with the baby father. It is what it is. This single mom right here is a Jezebel spirit. Why? Because obviously she's attractive, but she talks with her hands. That's a negative. And then she feels like just because she's a package deal, or just because she looks good and has a certain following on Instagram, that she could say whatever. Try to stipulate the terms to men that's trying to give her the time of day, all because she knows she's attractive and she's garnering more attention than she ever has, and especially more than she ever would if there was no social media site. So she feels like she has some sort of power. You better throw up on yourself, humble yourself, ladies, because there are brothers that will fuck with you despite you having a child, but not if you have an attitude like this individual right here, who's gonna make it look bad not only for single mothers but just females in general.
From a man's perspective, tell me if this is just way out of pocket. And this is why we talking prenuptials and shit. On the first date, I had to get my daughter something to eat before he took me out. So I was like, can you run me by the McDonald's real quick because I'm running behind, woo woo. We get to...
That's already a red flag right there, man. Sometimes y'all hear these stories and I be like, yo, this shit gotta be made up. It's the first date, you about to get up with a single mom, and the single mom is telling you that she didn't fix or get her child something to eat. That's already a red flag, and that's probably the last time we gonna talk. But we talking about brothers who the biggest simps in the world, live in lust, and you only thinking about chasing that tail. But she couldn't even fix her kid a meal in the crib. You want to run to McDonald's and feed your kid that bullshit? That means she don't care about shit but herself. What can you do for her? That's the woman you got to watch out for, the users.
All she got was her classic, a milkshake, 4-piece nugget, and a small fry. When the lady at the window asked for the bread,
he's like, where's that?
Yeah.
Nigga, you said run me through McDonald's real quick so we can, yeah, nigga, you gonna pay for it.
I'm sorry. Okay. I think that's the
Already,
right
that was
now.
the first problem.
That ain't no problem.
At that moment,
That's your problem.
Look, and it was at that moment. Now, I had the
You
bread,
could've paid for the-
and I even asked him, did he want anything? But look, it was at that moment that I knew you were never getting this pussy.
Because he ain't paid for your daughter food?
Fuck you on the first
Okay,
date.
so honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. My boss one year knew I was having a sleepover for my daughter. He was like, "Oh, that's what you know. I'll order her pizza."
That's why most of relationships they cheat
But
on
like,
you. That's
no,
why
it's
most
not.
relationships they cheat on you.
All right, a couple things to unpack right here. This chick right here just said that her boss bought her daughter a pizza for their party and whatnot. Not only does that show you that this woman and majority of women worship their boss and will sleep with their boss to go up, they will leave you for their boss. They will leave you for someone at the workplace because they're beginning to get familiar with those individuals because that's a little offshoot of a bar. That's why they go hit happy hour. That's why they want to have these little functions together, so on and so on. But for this woman right here to say that right then and there, I knew that you weren't getting this pussy. Not only do brothers not fuck with fast food out here, so offering him fast food isn't enough. You're a bad organizer. You're unstable and you're delusional to think that I'm going to bring you to McDonald's and then pay for the meal for your kid. Meanwhile, your baby father didn't provide the meal. Meanwhile, you couldn't even provide the meal before we even got up. So that just shows me that you're all over the place and you got too much shit going on. And I'll just let this be the last time we get up, even though you do look good and I want to take it down. But just like I say, all money ain't good money. All vagina ain't good vagina, bro. It ain't worth it.
Somebody at work because of shit like that.
No,
I'm gonna pay for the daughter. Yeah, I'm gonna pay for all that.
White man.
And I'm pretty sure you want some young pussy. What you mean?
Well, you were paying for it.
What
She
it
wouldn't
is.
have
I'ma
to be
tell you-
looking to him.
Nah, I was single at the time, but I'm gonna tell you
No,
what it
I'm
is.
just saying
Nah, I get what
hypothetically.
you said.
I will fuck your boss up.
Man, these bros don't make no sense, and I don't know why these dudes even have these convos, man. Let me give you a quick story real quick before I close out. I'm in my late teens, living and learning and whatnot, going through the motions, and I'm about to get up with this little chick. We about to just chill and sip a little and whatnot. This broad has the nerve to ask me if I could take her little goofy broad to Burger King. Initial thought that goes off in my head is like, fuck no. You know what I'm saying, bro? But I'm like, yo, this little goofy broad can't walk around the corner to the bodega to grab some zebra cakes and some empanadas and call it a night. She wants to go to Burger King and grab a Junior Whopper or fries and some shake and shit. Like, whatever. Then the thoughts that come through my second thought that hits the filter before the words come out of my mouth is like, all right, I got her. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Me looking out for your goofy friend that's dying of hunger. You know what I'm saying? We would think that that would show this chick that I'm dealing with that, you know what I mean? I'm a little bit more than just worried about you. I'll look out for your girls if necessary. Then the other thought is just like, these bras want to use me for my whip, huh? It is what it is. You know what I mean? So I do that and whatnot, thinking that me going out of my way for your goofy friend that couldn't go out of her way to the bodega or call some Domino's and shit like that. She want to rely on me, my gas, and my car, and my time. You know what I'm saying? You would think that the female would take that to mind, but understand that we're dealing with females, children with titties until they reach a certain age. You know what I'm saying? So this girl who was already full of drama, let's just say, long story short, it didn't work out. Fellas, like, you could go out of your way for these females and they still would not take that to any consideration. It's all about what have you done for me lately. So just think twice before you want to go out of your way to try to impress a female who's a narcissist, who's self-centered, and basically who just doesn't have her mind together in one place because she's here, she's there, she's everywhere. Her mind scrambled. She doesn't have any clue what to do with herself. So just take that to heed and just remember that all single moms are not fucked up. There's just a good portion of them. Holla.